Hey, good morning. Let's come to a comfortable seat today, lifting up nice and tall. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and then gently sighing the breath out as you close your eyes. Taking note of how you're feeling this morning. Where the physical tension lies in your body. Where the mental, emotional tension lies. And as your breath becomes stronger, start to use your breath to soften those edges. Releasing physical tension. Softening mental, emotional tension. We'll take a few rounds of box breath today, starting by exhaling all of your air out. And then slowly sipping the air in. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let go of the box breath now and bring yourself back to a more regular and natural breath. Feeling how the lungs have expanded, how the natural breath feels a lot easier now. but also how the natural breath feels fuller and deeper. On your exhale breath, slowly lower your chin to your chest. Letting the chin get heavy down towards the torso and allowing the back of your neck to soften and release. On the inhale breath, lifting the face back up, turning the gaze towards the sky, keeping the back of the neck long as you push through the bottom jaw. Inhale to center, exhale turning the gaze over one shoulder. Back to center, and over to the other shoulder. Inhaling to center, exhale, lower one ear towards the shoulder. And then turn the chin slightly forward. The chin slightly back. And then finding where you're getting your best stretch between those 2 points. Float the opposite arm off the floor, just a few centimeters above your mat, and reach the fingers away as you pull the head in the opposite direction. Bring the hand behind the back, drawing the shoulder blade down away from the ear. Releasing your hand to your knees, you draw your head back up to center. And then exhale, bringing the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. Turning the chin slightly down. Turning the chin slightly up. And then reaching the hand away, pointing from finger all the way to the crown of the head. Feeling that cross fiber stretch as you reach your 2 appendages away from one another. Bending the elbow behind the back. And then gently releasing from here, coming back up to center. On the inhale, float the hands to the sky. Interlocking your fingers and turning your palms to face up. Reach as tall as you can through the spine without arching into the back too intensely. Try to keep as best a neutral spine as you can. On the inhale, breath, releasing one hand to the floor as you reach over to the side. Inhale, back up to center. And over to the other side. Inhale, coming back up to center, and then draw the elbows out into cactus. Exhaling the elbows together, joining the palms and matching each fingertip together. Squeeze the elbows really tightly inwardly, and you're going to pulse the elbows up and down a few times. Inhale to center, and now reach the hands behind you, interlocking fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulder blades open as you lift the shoulder blades together as you both lift the hands away from the lower back, but then reach them down towards the floor at the same time. Again, be mindful not to overarch into the back. and try to really work this movement into the chest and the rotator cuffs. And exhale to release from here, coming over onto hands and knees. Start to flow through a few rounds of cat-cow pose. Working into each part of the body, evenly from crown all the way to tailbone. Notice if there's a particular part of the body that feels a bit tight, and maybe pause in any of these movements that helps to direct releasing energy to that tight space. Let's inhale to neutral space into your tabletop and floating just the right leg up. On your inhale breath, bring your right leg as far to the right side as you can manage. Straight leg, push the heel away, flexing that foot. Inhale behind you, and now bring the leg as far over to the left side as you can manage. You can curl the torso to look back at the toes, squeezing in the oblique muscles. Inhale back to center, over to the right. Here you can turn the toes to face forward, so you're rotating that hip joint, coming back behind you, and then over to the left hand side. Again, you can turn the toes to face forward, getting the rotation of the hip, working into the obliques. Inhale back to center. From here, you're going to draw the knee to the face as you round into your back. Inhale, extend behind you, neutral spine. Exhale to curl in. Inhale, lengthen, and flow with your own breath. One more to curl in. Lift your spine a little bit more, rounding into the back. And we're now going to step this foot between the hands, coming into a kneeling posture. On your inhale breath, slide the back knee a little bit further back, coming into your low lunge. Let the hips sink forward just a little bit. And then inhale the hands onto the front knee as you lift the torso up. Here you may want to deepen the stance, or maybe stay as you are if the body is still feeling tight. Start to open up the chest away from your front thigh as you slide the hips down towards the front heel. Releasing yourself back down, hands to the floor, so the fingers are now quite close towards the body. On the inhale breath, straighten your front leg. Let's flex into that front foot, kicking the heel away, and then reaching your head forward, your tailbone back. We won't deepen the fold at this point unless the hamstrings are quite flexible and open already. But for most of us, we'll be staying in the upright position, just getting a gentle stretch through the back of that leg. From here, releasing back into the bent front knee, and then step your foot back into tabletop. So adjusting your alignment here to make sure that you're in your square tabletop pose. On the inhale breath, floating the left leg to the sky. And then opening that leg to the left side, you can turn the toes to face forward. Inhale the leg back, and then taking it over to the right hand side. Gazing at the toes, squeezing into the obliques. Let's inhale to neutral, over to the left hand side. Inhale to center, and then over to the right hand side. Inhale to center, and now exhaling knee to face, face to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Flow at your own pace. Inhale one last time. Exhale the knee to the face. Round into the shoulder blades, opening up through the upper back, and then step the foot in between the hands. You can slide the back knee a little bit further back, depending on how tight the body is feeling this morning. Stay with the fingers on the floor for the first few breaths. Working into the hip flexor of the back leg and into the hamstring attachment of the front. Taking the hands up onto the knee. And you can choose how far you'd like to go in this lunge. Easing off if you're feeling very tight. Or working the chest away from the thigh if you've got a bit more space. Let's exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor, quite close into the torso. Straightening the front leg and flexing that foot. Breathing into the space. Although we're not folding yet, we are still lengthening the spine. Plugging the left hip slightly back and the right hip slightly forward. Gently releasing from here, bending into the front knee, stepping yourself back, and you can be in a wide tabletop now as we move into downward facing dog. Lift the knees off the floor, slide the sitting bones all the way back, and then start to lift the hips to the sky as the legs gradually straighten. You're going to heel toe the feet a few times here. Softening the edges of the pose, working into the spaces that you find are tight, neck, shoulders, upper back, lower back, legs, ankles, even toes. Let's sink both heels down towards the floor and sliding those hips up and back. Looking between the hands, take little steps to the front of your mat. Keeping the legs as straight as you can manage, and then slide the hands to the shin bones for flat back. Open the heart, stick the tailbone back, and then exhale to forward fold, reaching the head all the way down to the earth. Let's inhale. Sweep the hands up to the sky into Tadahastasana. Reaching the body tall, reducing the stress into the lower back. On the exhale, forward fold, straight back down. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping right leg followed by left leg into plank. And lowering knees, chest and chin. elbows to the floor as you open the heart into Sphinx. And then sliding back through Child's Pose. One breath in Child's Pose, and then Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, stepping forward, right leg followed by left into flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Sweeping the hands to the sky. Coming straight down, exhale. Halfway lift. And then stepping back, left leg followed by right into plank. Lowering knees, chest and chin. And then lifting into a low cobra. Bend the elbows, open the heart, point the toes. Releasing down, sliding through Child's Pose. Into Downward Facing Dog. Step forward, left leg followed by right into flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right leg into lunge and dropping the knee to the mat. Inhale, hands to the sky. Bringing hands together at the heart center. And then exhale, twisting to the left. Open the arms, warrior two. Inhale to center. Twisting to the right. Push the right hip forward as you reach the left arm back. Inhale to the center, exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, stepping back into plank. And lowering knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra pose or upward facing dog. And back into downward facing dog. Lifting those hips up and back. Inhale the right leg to the sky. And then open the hip to face the side of your mat. Keep working your chest back towards the back thigh as you lift the toes even higher. Exhale, knee to face. And then looking between the hands as you lightly step the foot into lunge. Inhale the back knee to the chest. Standing up tall. Flexing into this foot. Keeping the foot flexed, open the knee to the side as you extend your right hand out in the opposite direction. If you feel comfortable, turn the gaze to the right. Inhale, returning to center, lift the knee, and then reach the hands to the sky. Engage the leg to lower the foot to your Tadahastasana. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg stepping into lunge. And dropping the back knee to the mat. Inhale, reaching hands to the sky. And you can choose to slide forward or hold back, depending what's happening in the hip flexors. Let's draw the hands together at the heart. opening to the right. Inhale to the center, opening to the left. Keep pushing your left hip slightly forward and reach the left hand away from the hip. Inhale, hands together, and exhale to the mat, stepping yourself into plank. Lowering knees, chest, or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And back into downward facing dog. Let's inhale the left leg to the sky. Opening the hip and slide your chest back towards your back thigh. Lifting the leg a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Look between the hands and step the foot down into lunge. Inhale, sliding the back knee to the chest as you stand all the way up. Coming into our stage 1, Padangusthasana. Let's open the knee to the side, extending the left fingers away. And if you feel okay, turn your gaze over the left fingers. Inhale to the center, lift the knee a little bit higher, and then reach the hands to the sky. Let's engage that leg as you lower to stand. Lifting tall, inhale, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to forward fold. Chair pose, bending knees, reaching hands to the sky. And then drawing hands together at the heart. Sit a little bit lower, trying to work your lower belly towards your thighs. We're going to twist now to the right side, placing the left elbow outside your right leg. Have a look at your knees and make sure they line up with one another. Look at the front big toes, and you're going to slide your left foot back into lunge. You can choose to drop the back knee down if that's more appropriate for you. Keeping the elbow to the outside of the knee, start to bring your left fingertips to the floor. So on the outer edge of that foot, taking the right hand to the sky. Exhale, releasing both hands to the mat, and then straightening into your front leg. Step the back foot in just a little bit and start to forward fold over the shin. Square your hips. Slide the right hip a little bit back, the left hip a little bit forward. Let's inhale, lifting back up, and then stepping yourself into a three-legged dog. So the right leg lifts up. Open the hip to face the side. Lifting the toes higher as you straighten the line from toes to head by drawing the chest in towards your leg. Let's bend the top knee into scorpion. And then inhale to straighten, exhale knee to face. Looking between the hands, step the foot down into lunge. And then float the back knee to the chest. You have the option of holding the knee or interlocking the fingers around the big toe. You can straighten the leg if you've got the bind. And then opening either the straight leg or the bent leg to the side, right hand reaching away. Let's inhale, returning to center. Either lift your knee or your foot a bit higher, and then hands to the sky. Releasing the foot back down, staying in your upright tall position. Breathe here. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway up. And exhale to forward fold. Bending knees, sweeping hands to the sky, chair pose. And now sitting as deep as you can, reaching the lower belly towards the thighs. Hands together at the heart. Let's twist to the left, bringing right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Look at the knees, make sure they're still in line. That's going to square the pelvis. Look at your front big toe. And this time the right leg is going to slide back into lunge. Drop the back knee down if you need to. And now keeping the depth of your twist, the right hand is going to come to the outer edge of your front foot. The left hand to the sky. Remember, this is optional, and if you prefer to stay in the previous arm alignment, that's absolutely fine. Let's release both hands either side of the front foot, and then inhale to straighten. One round of breath there before stepping the back foot in for Parsvottanasana. Work the inner thighs closely together, and you'll find how that squares the hips. Once the hips are square, you're able to release the spine down evenly towards the front big toe. Let's lift back up halfway, and then stepping into three-legged dog. So the front leg comes up and back. Opening up the hip and trying to work into that lovely straight line all the way down the back body. Bending the top knee into scorpion. And then inhale to straighten, exhale, knee to face. Looking between the hands, step the foot down into lunge. And then floating the back knee to the chest. You can choose to stay with the bent knee variation, or coming into the straight leg variation. Opening the leg out to the side, as you extend your arm away. Let's inhale to the center, either lifting the knee or the foot a little bit higher, and then hands to the sky. Slowly releasing the leg down and standing a little bit taller. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. From here, we're going to take us into the flying chair. So you lift up onto the toes, lifting your heels, and then reaching the hands behind you. You can choose to keep the hands lifting so the pinky finger lifts, or you can bring the hands into a reverse namaste. If you're in the reverse namaste, you're now going to start to arch the back. Sticking the tailbone out, opening the chest. Exhale to release the heels down, release the fingers down, forward fold. Planting hands to the floor, walk, step or hop yourself into plank. And then making your way through a vinyasa. Inhaling the right leg to the sky and stepping the foot forward into lunge. Floating up, high lunge. From here, take the right elbow behind the head and then help manipulate your elbow a little bit further back. Left hand comes behind the back, interlocking fingers. If you can't interlock fingers, hold to your shirt. Start to now lean your head against your elbow. Opening up the chest, lifting that back knee. You can drop the back knee down if that's more appropriate. We're going to come into a warrior three, keeping the archer's arms. So start to lean yourself forward. Extend your head as far towards the front of the mat as you can. Float your back foot off the floor. You can, of course, adjust your arm alignment accordingly. If you need to take a different variation, please do. Slowly release the back foot down, opening up. Let's take the hands back up to the sky. And then hands down to the mat. Stepping back into downward facing dog. We're going to work into one round of super dog here. So this is lowering both elbows to the floor at the same time. Gaze between the hands. Lift into bandhas, and very slowly at the same time, drop the elbows down. Breathing at the bottom, and then both elbows up at the same time. Relax your neck. Let's take the left leg to the sky, hugging knee to face, before stepping the foot forward into lunge. Inhale, floating up, high lunge. Bending the left elbow this time. A little gentle manipulation of the elbow behind the head. And then right hand to interlock fingers or hold onto your shirt. Gently press the back of your head into your forearm. Moving towards warrior 3 now. Leaning forward. Engage into that front foot. Bund is lifting as you float the back leg up. Square the hips. Kick your heel back. Reach your head forward. Let's lower back down to the lunge. And then open the hands to the sky. Bringing hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Breathe deeply here. Super dog. Grip your fingertips into the mat, makes all the difference. Look between the thumbs. Engage the core. And then exhale to lower. Relax the neck at the bottom. Both elbows up at the same time. Push hard into the heel of the hands to lift. Let's drop the knees down to the mat. And releasing into a child's pose with the hands next to the hips. Keep focusing on Ujjayi breath. Slowly rolling yourself back up to sit. And coming into camel pose. I like to fold my mat up just for a bit of extra knee support. And you can choose to either have the toes pointing. We've done quite a lot of work already, so the spine should be fairly flexible and open at this point. But if you have lower back issues, then tuck the toes under just for a bit more grip and support into that lower back. Bring the hands behind you and then draw the elbows as close together as you can. Already feel how that's opening the front body. Let's inhale to arch the spine. Drop the head back. Breathing into Vishuddha Chakra across the front of the throat. Making sure you're not compressing the back of the neck. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Let's exhale to come up. And then sitting down into the heels. Relax the lower back. And then lifting into a second round, so coming back up. And you can choose to hold your camel pose exactly as you did in the previous round, or we'll add in some arm variation. So you squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, reach the hips forward. You can hold here, or maybe take the right hand up and reach that right hand back. Make sure that you're not compressing that right lower back. Reach the hand all the way back and round, and then left arm comes up. Drawing the arm in line with the ear. Complete the circle all the way back. Open up the heart. And then exhale, squeezing the tummy muscles to lift up and sitting the hips down to the heels. From here, making your way into a child's pose. You can choose to open the knees a bit wider or keep them hip distance, whichever feels good. Softening the intensity of that Utstrasana now in your Balasana. Draw the knees tightly together, holding onto the heels as you tuck your chin to your chest and lift the hips up for rabbit pose. Remember, the head is just very lightly touching the floor and there's no weight into the neck. Gently releasing your hips back down to the heels, walking the hands out in front of you, and then push into your hands to lift the spine up so that you're in a straight back. Push the tailbone down even further and open up through the chest. Use this momentum to try and keep the spine as straight as you can as you now tuck the toes, lift the hips off the knees off the floor, sliding your hips back. And as they slide back, they start to lift up at the same time, legs straightening into downward facing dog. On your inhale breath, walk, step or hop to sit. And bring the legs out in front of you. Slide your heels forward. You can bend your knees if that feels more appropriate for you. Floating your hands and now really round into your back. So you're lifting into pubic bone. Slowly draw yourself down. And then inhaling to lift up. So you can go as far as you feel comfortable to go. If you're able to get the whole lower back on the floor before lifting up, that's great. If you're able to just curl 1 or 2 centimeters down, that's perfect as well. Make sure there's no strain in the lumbar region. You really engage into the lower belly here. Curling the lower back by lifting up the pubic bone. Let's take one more and come all the way down to the mat. Taking the knees into the chest. And then really flattening through the back as you draw the shins a little bit closer. Let's open the feet into happy baby. Lifting the heels slightly and then plugging the thigh bones back into the hip joint. Maybe you enjoy massaging the spine by rolling from side to side. And then drawing the legs in towards each other again. Coming into an eagle twist, so wrap the right thigh around the left, hooking the toes, arms to the side. If eagle twist is too intense, you can take a single or a double leg twist. I'm going to drop the legs to the left side. Taking a deep breath in, and then close your eyes as you release. Softening the whole body. Turn to the center, unwrap the legs, and switching to the other side. Dropping over to the right. Big breath in. And sighing the breath out. Return to the center, unwrapping the legs, drawing the knees into the chest. And then slide your feet one at a time to the corners of the mat. Opening the lower back. Drawing the shoulders slightly in, opening up through the heart, making sure your chin is parallel to the chest so the back of the neck is long. Taking a deep breath in, and sighing the breath out. open. And lengthen your breath. Running your thumb over the tips of your fingers. Moving your toes, your ankles, your wrists. Sliding your feet together as you extend your arms overhead. Taking a deep, energizing stretch as you yawn or sigh. Bending your knees, rolling over onto your side. And then slowly lifting yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Joining hands together at your heart center. Bringing your awareness to Vishuddha Chakra at the throat. And as we chant 1 Om and 3 Shantis, feel the vibrational energy in this space. Taking a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Raising your hands to your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Lowering your hands to your lips, to your heart, to your mat, bowing forward in recognition of your practice. Blinking eyes open, inhaling to sit.